Good evening, please, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Thursday, November 20th, 2024. Making the headlines tonight, domestic banks retaliated against decrease in banking fees. Man dies, woman left injured in motorcycles collision down south, and sanctions expected for bus company after assault on traffic warden. We take our first break and return with the news in detail.
Belize, Wangkotitsakan.
Welcome back with your news. I am Keenan Hyde. In 2023, the Central Bank of Belize introduced changes to the fee structure in the banking sector. It was called the Practice Direction 7 and was to benefit the customer. The domestic banks fought back with the Belize Bank initiating a legal challenge and other banks subsequently joining in. That was aborted when out-of-court discussions ensued. As a result of the negotiation, it was agreed that all ATM fees would be capped at 25 cents and fees would be eliminated for the early payouts of residential mortgages. Additionally, also discontinued were fees for account disclosures, maintenance fees, waiver fees, fees for letters for salary release, and others. However, several months later, the domestic banks introduced their own changes in their fee structure, hiking up the prices for some transactions. That included over-the-counter withdrawals and bank check deposits. We asked the governor of the central bank, Kareem Michael, if this was a vindictive move and whether they have assessed if the customer is losing out more as a result.
People looked at it as if they were being vindictive and obviously only going after more money.
And I can't argue against that view at all. I will say that the increases on this side should be less than the overall activity within the financial system. So the way how online transactions have been growing and growing exponentially versus how many people still actually want to go into a bank and wait in line to do over the counter. And also, I think it is slowly sinking in within those people who are still using checks that it is not the way to go. There are better ways to conduct financial transactions, but I'm not the one to tell somebody who has his entire system built around checks to move away from checks. It's unfortunate that there was a spike on the other end, but our objective is financial inclusion and increased access to services within the financial system. And when we talk about services, more efficient, more digital forms of payment. And one of the other projects which we will talk about the next time is our fast payment projects. I want everything to be on the access from your phone. That's what we should be doing and what we should be moving towards.
Michael says they will start publishing bank charges on the central bank website for consumers to see who has the more competitive fees. A fatal road traffic accident in Bella Vista, Toledo on Wednesday night after 9 has left one man dead and a woman injured. The man has been identified as 45-year-old electrician Jose Samuel Hoppington, while the injured woman is 34-year-old high school teacher Xiomara Molina. According to reports, Hoppington was driving a red Skygo motorcycle and crossed into the opposing lane and collided with a black Leafan motorcycle, which was being driven by Molina. The incident occurred in front of the Toledo Teachers Credit Union. Both were transported to the Independence Polyclinic for treatment, where Hoppington later succumbed to his injuries. Molina sustained injuries to the forehead, left leg, and left forearm. Police are investigating. The Transport Department has condemned the physical assault upon a traffic warden by a passenger on a bus earlier this week. The warden, Kendrick DeShield, attached to the Belize City Council Traffic Department, had boarded a bus after 9 a.m. on Tuesday due to the public transport vehicle carrying standees. An angry Evan Kane assaulted him and pushed him out of the bus. Kane has since been remanded to the Belize Central Prison. He was arraigned this morning and pleaded guilty to aggravated assault. The Traffic Department, in its release, states such acts of violence against traffic enforcement officers are unacceptable and contravene the provisions of Section 242 of the Criminal Code. The Department of Transport reminds the public that all traffic wardens possesses the power and authority of a member of the Belize Police Department when executing their duties in accordance with the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act. The authority is integral to ensuring public safety on Belize's roads, and any form of aggression towards these officers undermines the rule of law. The department also notified that the matter will be investigated and sanctions will be brought against the bus company for any offenses or violations of their road service permit. The department reminds bus operators that it is an offense to carry excess passengers. In other news, the Central Bank of Police is conducting an investigation into the discovery for the first time of an unauthorized use of an ATM. The machine was discovered inside Caribe Casino in San Pedro, and even more concerning is that the machine spits out US currency, avoiding all the regulatory requirements of getting a permit for foreign currency. The government of Central Bank, Kareem Michael, has assessed about it Wednesday.
So we're this under the anti-money laundering and countering financing of terrorism framework, of which the central bank is a member or part of NAMLAC. The central bank has supervisory authority for the financial institutions that I listed earlier in the presentation. Casinos and these other non-financial entities fall under another member of NAMLAC, namely the FIU. So I can't speak to the Casino Gaming Board and the regulator or the appropriate supervisory authority response to how they would deal with that situation.
So how would you all receive information or become aware of these sort of suspicious transactions, if not through the Gaming Control Board, through the FIU?
Yeah, absolutely. Because there again is the supervisory authority. Now there is an opportunity, I think this is what you're suggesting, is whether or not there can be greater cooperation among all entities such as this, because it is one anti-money laundering framework. And again, there's a NAMLAC committee where such things can be presented and tabled, and everybody's involved.
In what ways can these sort of unauthorized foreign currency exchanges disrupt the foreign currency market here in Belize?
Well, the thing that we fear is having a dual exchange rate within the system. This was evident when Casas de Cambios was legislated. So we saw in instances where the US dollar was bought not at $2 Belize, but it was approaching close to $3 in the heights of Casa de Cambios. So we don't want to create a parallel market and a dual exchange rate by having some other mechanism outside of the framework which currently exists dictate another price for US dollar.
Is it a common practice to have ATMs and casino machines in Belize under the National Payment System Act?
Absolutely not.
We searched on Amazon and found ATMs for sale, though only a couple which look like the kinds used in Belize, selling for about 5,000 Belize dollars. Of course, that does not include shipping costs. A cursor search for ATM costs puts the upper price at about 16,000 Belize. After the break, Tracy Pontan files counterclaim to borrower's suit. Stay with us.
Drugstore. Telephone 223-2876.
The Central Bank of Belize plans to make travel more convenient for Belizeans in the new year. This will be facilitated under updates to our exchange control regimen. One aspect will be an increase in the limits of foreign exchange that travelers can apply for. Here is Central Bank Governor Kareem Michael.
As it currently stands, customers can go to an authorized dealer. Now, this is fancy terminology for a domestic bank who has been given the authority to sell foreign currency within our system and purchase foreign currency based on the type of travel. So if you're traveling for business purposes, as it stands now, you could get US $250 per day, while those traveling for medical and vacation purposes can get US $3,000 each. This is for the entire trip. The central bank has given these financial institutions this delegative authority via what we call Exchange Control Direction number 4. It's on our website for those who are interested. While those amounts may have been sufficient in the past, the central bank has deemed it necessary to revise these limits. For ease of doing business for the traveling public, the central bank will adjust those limits to be US $10,000 across the board despite travel type. This will go into effect in January 2025. We must mention that this is not intended to be a free-for-all. You must ensure that you can provide the tellers at the authorized dealers with your supporting documentation and that those are current and not expired.
The central bank also intends to make changes to streamline the application process for permit applications.
The Exchange Control Department at the central bank has done a commendable job of responding to your requests on a timely basis. You can have your permits approved in approximately 24 business hours and other types of applications within 3 to 5 business days. And that's because we plan to make the process even more efficient and less onerous. The central bank has embarked on a multi-year project to strengthen the exchange control regime, supported by an IMF technical assistance mission. This project will focus on 3 overarching themes, namely updating the regulatory framework, which includes laws, regulations, directions, orders, procedures, essentially closing the regulatory or any regulatory loophole which may currently exist. Secondly, we intend to streamline the business processes and increase monitoring and enforcement efforts. Lastly, digitizing the entire application system as it currently stands. For those who have ever applied to foreign currency, you will no longer have to fill out a permit and email it to the central bank or print it and take it to a domestic bank. The goal is to have you input your information into an online portal, and you will be directed to your financial institution of choice to receive your foreign exchange. This is an important initiative as the foreign exchange application process has only been updated once in its entire lifetime, and that's because of COVID, where all applications were moved to being submitted via email instead of hard copies. This will make the purchase of foreign currency much easier for you, the customer.
In political news, Honorable Tracy Pantan has submitted to the High Court counterclaims to the Honorable Moses Shine Barrow's application regarding the ownership of the headquarters of the United Democratic Party as well as the leadership of the party. Submitting the application on Pantan's behalf on Wednesday was Senior Counsel Ellis Arnold. Among the counterclaims being submitted by Pantan is that the constructive resignations of Pantan, Patrick Faber, Beverly Williams, and John Saldivar was unlawful and of no effect and amount to breach of contract. Based on the aforementioned, the counterclaimants further argue that the National Convention on August 23, 2023 had no power under the party constitution to extend the terms of Barrow and party chairman Michael Perifeet, Hugo Pat, and Beverly Williams by acclamation beyond the expiration of their lawful term, which ended on March 22, 2024. On the other hand, Panton argues that their unity convention held on October 20th, 2024 was lawful and that the resolutions passed therein were lawful and binding on the UDP and Barrow as one of the claimants. As such, she asked that she be recognized as the interim leader of the party until the next general election and national convention, which is to be held after the next general election. However, they also asked that if this declaration is not granted, that in the alternative, a declaration be made that Perifeet must call a national convention in response to the submitted petition of the delegates. Additionally, Panton is asking that it be declared that based on a decision of a new central executive under her leadership, Philippa Griffith Bailey was trustee of the UDP headquarters land, and so they had the right to gain access to the property, and that Barrow and his executive be ordered to vacate the headquarters. Police Minister Karim Musa was asked this week to weigh in on the threatened mass deportations, that is, by incoming U.S. President Donald Trump. He said that from a policing perspective, it was not that many gang members who left for the U.S.
I have heard that opinion being shared by your news producer in terms of that may be one of the contributing factors to the low crime rate. But when we look at the number of individuals or the known individuals who are involved in the gang warfare in Belize, and in particular Belize City, it really is only a small handful of them. And so I don't see that being much of a change if it is that they were deported. And so I know that has been the platform for President Trump in terms of his migration policies, and so it is still left to be seen whether that he'll follow through on that.
Ramnar's family reacted this week to the comments made by the new legal counsel for former police corporal Elmer Na that they have been having difficulties getting from the prosecution certain matters. In this case, a special prosecutor has been hired to lead the case of the Crown. Minister of Home Affairs Karim Musa responded to the concern expressed by the defense.
Yeah, I've seen comments from the attorneys that are handling this particular matter, in particular the defense attorneys. And I have to say that I'm a bit surprised by some of the commentary that these senior counsels are making in the media, because it is almost as though they're attempting to have a trial by media in order to sway public opinion on the defendant in this particular case. But as far as I'm aware, there's no hold-up. It's the normal course of disclosure that is taking place. As you rightly pointed out, this is a private special prosecutor that is handling this matter, not the DPP's office. And so I have not seen the statement by the Ramnarese family, but I will certainly or request rather from our ministry, from our CEO, to reach out to the Attorney General's ministry to see where exactly this particular prosecution is at. But it is in the normal discourse of disclosure, of disclosure that this is taking place. So I don't understand why they feel the need to have a trial by media.
In other news, the Statistical Institute of Belize has released figures for October 2024 that suggest the inflation nationwide stands at 2.1% across the country when compared to October 2023. Food and non-alcoholic beverages, again, are one of the major contributors to the inflation rate. As an average, they saw a 4.7% increase in prices. The largest increases were of grapefruits at 67.9%, limes at 34.5%, okra at 23.3%, black beans at 22.9%, and red kidney beans at 21.6%. Other sectors showing high increase were clothing and footwear at 5.1% and restaurants and accommodation services at 4.1%. As for the various municipalities, the SIB reports that Belmopan had the highest inflation for October 2024 compared to October 2023, with an inflation rate of 5%. The current rate for Independence is being reported at 0%. San Ignacio and Santa Elena are at 1.2%, Belize City at 1.3%, and Punta Gorda at 1.8%. After the break, kids are being taught to choose healthier snacks. Stay tuned.
For 50
Last week, we reported that the Healthy Habits, Healthy Schools, Healthy Beliefs Nutrition Initiative is being rolled out in certain schools in the Corozal and Orange Walk districts. Nutritionist for the Northern Health Region, Wendy Sanchez, explained that the family plays a big role in getting children to choose healthy food options. She explained what families can do to encourage young ones to eat healthy. She also explained how they are addressing the issue where vendors stand to lose sales of unhealthy snacks and participating schools.
Okay, I would suggest that first, you know that the family entails a big role. So whatever the parents do practice, the children will do. So first, us as parents, we need to change that in our houses and start including what is vegetables. Little by little, it can be in small pieces, it can be blended, right? Right now we are having a cooking show, which is entitled In Your Kitchen. And one of the recipes was including chaya, diced chaya, in our flour tortilla. In that way, you can even feel or taste the chaya flavor, right? But it is nutritious. It contains nutrients. So in incorporating vegetables and fruits in small portions, little by little, and at least one in each meal, and giving them healthy snacks, right? Or not giving them the money for them to buy at school, unhealthy foods, but giving them a snack to take at school can also be another alternative that they can do.
What has been the feedback from the vendors?
They usually say that it is really difficult because the children are not accustomed to that, right? And also the amount of chips and beverages that they sell, right? They are not going to have that income as they used to before. But it's something that needs time. It's a long process. It's not something that can change from today to tomorrow, right? We need to work really hard with that. And once the children only have certain stuff or healthy snacks available, that's the only option that they have.
Disability Week will be observed from December 1st to the 7th. The first event will be a church service this Sunday at 8:30 a.m. at St. John's Cathedral in downtown Belize City. There are events scheduled throughout the week and across the country. President of the Belize Assembly for Persons with Diverse Abilities, K. Raymond Theos, shared more on Disability Week.
We start off with the Mass, the church service at the church at St. John's Cathedral. And then there's a whole calendar of events which I will be more than happy to share with you. And but different things happening all over the country. We have different organizations dealing with different health issues, having different things for not for just their set of people or their set of person with disability, but for everyone to attend and to take part. We have things taking place at the Inspiration Center. We have things taking place at the park. We have something at the park set out as well, and we're just waiting for one last confirmation, and then we can definitely broadcast that. But there are so many things coming out that we're also going to be on the talk show, on the morning talk shows as well, to sensitize persons in Belize about what the week is about, and also what events are being held throughout the country regarding Disability Week.
A new two-story home in Mesopotamia, Belize City, was handed over to a family of 3 today. The construction of the home was completed by the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing in collaboration with PUP Mesopotamia Standard Bearer, Lawrence Ellis. He promises that more houses like this one could come to Mesop. Ellis also revealed that the families also received a stove and refrigerator.
Well, it's actually for 3, a mother and 2 daughters now. The Ministry of Housing, through the collaboration with Human Development, saw the need for this family to be assisted because of their living condition that was actually here. And so the Human Development Department, through the ministry, decided to build this house. The size of the lot was a factor, and it's not one person living in your home, it's 3 families actually. And so the only way was to go up. This is the first of its kind. Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful house. It's very comfortable if you see the inside. Yeah, I mean, the people of Mesopotamia should be proud, and you're going to see more of this to come. Upstairs have 3 bedrooms, and downstairs have 2 two-bedroom units. Have their own bathrooms. We actually put refrigerant stove in all of them, so it's a little extra.
New homeowner, 63-year-old Paula Thomas, was very grateful as her old home was damaged by Hurricane Lisa. Thomas said the downstairs is divided to accommodate her children.
Ms. Thomas, talk to us about what it was like before you got this home, the conditions you were living in.
Oh, bad, because when the hurricane come, Lisa, time my house destroyed with everything.
What was it, like the entire house was collapsed?
Well, it never saw collapse, but it was in a bad state.
Okay.
So you may have to change.
So how excited are you and happy are you right now?
Oh, yeah. Praise the Lord for everything. That's the only person who can depend upon Jesus with the people who help develop, forget my house.
How many people are in your family living here?
Oh, well, I have 9 kids and I have 16 grandchildren.
How many of them, all of them live here?
Yes, they live with me.
Wow.
Not up here. Okay. That's why I make it divided downstairs because I saw the first house mistake.
That's incredible. How are you guys managing before?
Well, I was living that side over there.
Okay.
See, I got through a lot for living that side. Yeah. But I always call Jesus and my God always looking to me. My God always. But I appreciate whatever I get and I thank my God. My God is always there for me.
And smart showrooms across the country will be offering huge deals on phones and services tomorrow for their Black Friday sale. Smart's marketing manager, Tristan Coleman, shared what prizes and discounts customers can get when signing up for a postpaid plan or simply paying a bill.
So all our customers can expect deals on our postpaid, our prepaid, our broadband, internet services. If you're wanted to double up, you can do that. Tomorrow's your day. And for the first time in a very long time, we're doing our quadruple up. So you could get 4 times your credit when you upload $75 and above between the hours of 3 to 5 p.m. only at smart showrooms. And we're also doing triple up as well, only at smart showrooms when you upload between $50 and $74 as well. Our postpaid customers are unlimited. We are offering unlimited for 1 year on our share plans, our share 1 and share 2. As you guys know, we've already doubled our postpaid plans from what we previously had, our data amounts, and now our share customers for postpaid plans, you get unlimited data for an entire year, every single individual of the group, plus you get 25% off for 4 months. If you want a Select or Plus plan which already has unlimited data, then we're offering 25% off for the entire year for our first 25 customers at each showroom. For our existing postpaid customers, you could come in tomorrow, you could pay your bill early, and you get a chance to win a 55-inch TV. So everyone gets something, new customers and existing customers as well. Once you come into the showroom and make a transaction, there is a prize for you.
Smart would also be offering big discounts for customers looking to purchase a new phone. There will also be raffles where you can win the chance to purchase a phone for $1.
We are giving phones for as low as $25 for the first 50 customers at each showroom countrywide. So we have 11 showrooms. So you can do the math. That's a lot of phones, but everyone gets a chance. We love all our customers across the country, and we wanted to make sure that every single showroom has the opportunity to get customers and get that phone for as low as $25. And you have a wide range from flip phones to smartphones to your Samsung phones. We have the variety available for our customers. The Logic Z1, and that's going for $50. And then the TCL L5, which is another touchscreen phone, you're getting it for $50. So we have an Alcatel One, which is another touchscreen phone, and you can get that that for $25 as well. So that's very, very affordable. And some of these phones, like the Samsung A06 here and the others behind me, have discounts up to $100. So you could get up to $100 off a phone once you're one of the first 50 customers at each showroom countrywide. And like I said, for customers who just want to get a chip, we have something for you too. You could come, you could switch your other number to a smart number, and you could get a phone for $25, and you get a data package for 4 months. And we want to let everyone know too, it's not just our existing postpaid customers who come and pay their bill tomorrow who gets a chance to get a raffle. Everyone gets a chance to enter a raffle and buy a phone for $1. Every hour throughout the day, we'll be raffling a phone for $1. So if you came in and made a transaction earlier, your name might just be picked, and we'll call you, let you know, hey, if you come into the smart showroom within the next hour, you can get your phone for $1.
And with that, we have come to the end of our newscast. A repeat can be viewed on this station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another news broadcast. I am Keenan Hyde. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.